And it's really easy in our culture to fall into this. I don't need God. I can handle this on my own. Right? I worked hard for that. I earned that paycheck. I built this house. I paid for this with my paycheck, right? It's really easy to fall into that. And you know what? A godly work ethic is a good thing. The Bible encourages hard work and discourages laziness. And says we ought to work hard with the energy God gives us, but we really need to always remember Deuteronomy chapter 8 and what God teaches us there. Deuteronomy chapter 8, verse 18. So important. Remember the Lord your God, Moses says, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. The breath that you have, the energy you have, the creativity you had to start that thing, to do that thing, the energy you have to get up and go to work and earn that paycheck. It's the provision, the opportunities. It's God who gives us that. Let me give you a little fun illustration here. You ever thought about how we get milk? I thought about this, okay? How do we get milk? Well, you might think, well, I go to the fridge and I get it. Well, let's push that back a little bit, okay? Did you know that there's this thing called the solar system, and there's this burning huge ball of gas that we call the sun, 93 million miles away from us. And there are these planets that circle around the sun, and ours is the third one. And God spoke this planet into existence, and He created an atmosphere around it. And there's water, and there's land, and there's vegetation, and then He put creatures and people that live on this planet, and it's exactly the right distance away from the sun. If we were like just an iota closer or further away, we'd either freeze or burn up. I mean, you talk about perfect. God put it right where it needed to be to sustain life and make it fruitful. So anyway, here we are on this ball, and God created this stuff called grass, vegetation that grows. And 93 million miles, the light from the sun shines down on this ball called Earth, and it shines on this grass, and the grass has this stuff called chlorophyll in it, right? It makes it green. And because it has chlorophyll, it can draw up through the root system nutrients from the soil to feed the grass. And it can take the light and it can combine those two things through this process called what? What do you learn in school? What's it called? Photosynthesis. Y'all get an A today. That's awesome. So it combines these things, photosynthesis, and that grass is healthy and it grows. And then a cow comes along and eats the grass. And if you've ever studied how cows digest that grass, it's amazing. I mean, it goes through like 7 different things. It's crazy. You talk about chewing the cud. It gets every ounce of everything out of that grass, period. And somehow, I'm just a simple person. I just say it's miraculous. That cow turns that grass into milk. And somebody was given the inspiration by God to say, you know what, that might not just be for calves. Maybe we can drink it too. And so we can bottle it. And we figured out how to get it and put it in containers. And somebody figured out how to process it in a way that it would have a little longer shelf life. We could put it in this thing called a truck that somebody invented and put it in a refrigeration area that somebody invented, all by the inspiration of God. So then we come by with our buggy at the store and go, oh, milk. And we go home and drink it. Wow. Do you see the hand of God all over that whole process? And no matter what it is in your life, I just pick something arbitrary like milk. No matter what you have, if you'll stop and you'll think about, now, how did I get that? Where did that come from? How did that happen? Who gave what energy? Thank you for the energy, the breath, the life, the creativity to make that happen. Everything in your life is God's provision.